Hey guys, it's Whitney, and today's video is going to be a tag where I answer questions about what it's like to be a woman in a wheelchair. These questions are from a BuzzFeed interview with a woman in a wheelchair, and she was asked these questions and she answered them based on her opinions and experiences as a woman in a wheelchair. And a fellow YouTuber and my Instagram friend Emily answered these questions in a video, so I thought it would be fun to share my experiences and opinions and answer the same questions. The first question is, have you ever used your wheelchair as a weapon? This question makes me laugh because the answer is yes. When I'm in a crowd of people, my favorite thing to do, especially when I'm with my friends, is to tailgate them. And by tailgate, I mean to come up right on their heels and follow them for a little bit of time until they stop, and I run right into their heels, and I just think that's hilarious. Usually I have another friend with me, and we make a big joke about it. I just think it's funny to run them over when they're not expecting it. So if you're my friend, or even if you're not my friend, you're probably going to get ran over. The second question is, does it ever feel like people are going out of their way to be nice to you? And the answer is probably yes when they first meet me, but then I open my mouth and a bunch of sarcasm comes out, and then they're just not nice to me anymore. If you can take sarcasm and dish it right back, we'll be best friends. Number 3, does it bug you when people ask if you need help? And no, it doesn't. I'd rather you ask if I need help than just assume that I do and do it for me. But on the other hand, if you ask if I need help and I say, no, I got it, then that means that I got it, that I can do it. And that you don't need to keep asking or stare at me while I'm doing it. Because in all honesty, it might look like I'm struggling, but I'm really not. It's just the way my body moves, and I'm a little slow, but I get the job done, and I have mastered different techniques to do certain things, and I take pride in doing things by myself, because there was one point in my life where I couldn't do pretty much anything. Question 4. I don't have a disability. Can I use the handicap stall? And this answer is a yes and a no. If there's a line and all of the stalls are taken except for the handicap stall, by all means use the handicap stall. But if there is a regular stall available and you don't have a disability or require a handicap stall, then don't use it, because there might be a person that comes along, like myself, that needs it. The handicap stall is made bigger and has certain accommodations like the grab bar for people that have mobility impairments, like myself, and that's the only stall that we can use. That's the only stall that I can get my wheelchair in, and I can only use, the only way I can get onto the toilet is to use the grab bars. So I can't use a regular stall. I don't have that, I guess, I don't want to say luxury, but I don't have that option. The only option I have is to use a handicap stall. That being said, have you ever had to hold your pee? It's not fun. Number 5. Would you rather somebody ignore the wheelchair? It doesn't bother me when people acknowledge the fact that I'm in a wheelchair, but if you sit there and that's all you want to talk about, or you harp on the fact that I'm in a wheelchair or something like that, then that's where I get a little agitated. And be prepared for some snarky comments, and then we can move on. Number 6. Do you get upset when people ask you why you're in a wheelchair? And the answer is no, but but that shouldn't be your first question for me. I would say that you should get to know me a little bit better before you ask any disability-related questions. Now, there's a time and place for everything, for every question. And let's say a kid comes up to me and asks me why I'm in a wheelchair. Of course, I'm going to answer them like I might not give them a full answer, but I might give them a brief answer. And then I might change the subject and get them on a different topic to show them that I'm just like they are. Like, you can have conversations with me. I might like the same things that you do. To show them that people with disabilities are just like they are. Question number 7. How does it make you feel when somebody calls you an inspiration? I hope to inspire you. If you hear my story or read one of my posts or something like that, I want you to use that as motivation to go out and do something. So if you say that I inspire you and you ultimately do nothing with that inspiration, then did I really inspire you? I don't know. Number 8 is, what can we do as a society to better provide for those in wheelchairs? I believe as a society we can be more inclined for inclusion. What I mean by that is I've gone several places in 2017 that are not accessible, that I can't get to. And I believe that as a society we should, there should be programs or something like that that better educates businesses and people in general about accessibility and the importance of accessibility. To educate society on people with disabilities, I believe that there needs to be a better representation of people with disabilities in the media. there needs to be, if there's a character that has a disability, it needs to be an authentic representation of that character with a disability. It needs to be played by a person with a disability, and the media needs to show that you can be successful and have a disability. Question number 9. Is it particularly offensive when people stare at you? Now, I don't mind if you take a second glance at me because I know that I'm a lot to take in. I'm in a huge power chair and I have tattoos on my arms and things like that. I'm probably wearing some bright colors and they make you want to stop and take a second look. But with that being said, I don't appreciate when people blatantly stare at me because I'm I I can admit it. I'm kind of insecure when it comes to certain things. So if you're staring at me, my mind is wondering. Oh, so what are you staring at? Are you staring at me because I'm in a wheelchair, or are you staring at me because you like what you see, or are you staring at me because you like my tattoos? Are you staring at me because I um look funny when I talk? Or like staring just leads to assuming unanswered questions. So I think it's better to stop and ask questions. If you're curious, why don't you ask? I mean, I might not answer, or I might give you a half-hearted answer, but at least you asked the question. Question number 10 is, what advice would you give a young woman in a wheelchair in terms of what to expect when you get older? To not worry so much that everything that you're going through right now will most likely work itself out and it will get better. I would surround yourself with positive people and maybe find a friend that's in a wheelchair that you can relate to talk to about certain things. And yeah, that it just gets better.